G'day, this is Kanga Cans in California. This video is about a really cool kid from San Clemente in California, Tanner Gudauskas. He's a really great kid, a super nice kid. I'm a little bit worried about his teeth in competition, whether he's aggro enough, and we're going to push him to be more aggro when he competes. He's a really big kid, strong and powerful, but this is going to be a great advantage in big waves, but a disadvantage in small waves as he grows a little bit older and bigger. He really has to concentrate and think about agility when he's training. That's something that's going to be a big issue. Tanner's surfing is really cool. Fast, powerful, big carving turns, big re-entries, and some really spectacular new school moves which you'd expect from someone from San Clemente. He has a problem in competition with sitting and waiting for waves, so we've been working on pushing him to get much more wave count. The movement in the break, the wave count will help with his agility, it helps with the energy in his surfing, so he's been doing really great practicing that. The most recent session with Tanner was at lower trestles. Really nice rights and lefts, high performance wave, and we saw some really great surfing from Tanner.
I was looking for big waves, wave count, hard, powerful bottom turns, carves, slashes off the tops, and this is the sort of surfing Tanner was doing. That kind of committed re-entry is what I like to see, and the cutback there was a little bit slow and not aggressive enough. Here's a nice hit off the top at the very beginning, sets up a nice hit off the shoulder, and the roundhouse cutback is a setup move for the inside section. Now these moves on the inside need to be more vertical. Nice floater re-entry, but I want to see more vertical moves. Hard off the bottom, off the top, and he stalls at the top, doesn't carve it down the face like that maneuver carves, and a big floating re-entry. You need to carve off the top down the face of the wave. Paddling deep, going left, looking at the right, nice big slashing re-entry, and another one needs to be more vertical. See how you push down the face instead of carving, and a big carving re-entry. Backside, not in quick enough, not able to get the moves going fast enough. Getting up early, getting into the wave early and deciding where to go. Should have gone off the white water as he comes off on the shoulder. It's a late move. Now this flat lateral moves, these cutbacks, are not as high scoring as vertical re-entries. That's what we need to do. Vertical re-entries with lots of spray are vitally important. Here we have a off the bottom, off the top move. Now there was more push down the face on that vertical re-entry and a nice slash off the top, but it wasn't quite vertical. Now that's a great move. Tail out, sliding, and another one. Those tail out moves are big value. Nice re-entry, no push down the face. That loss of control on that maneuver is something that happens fairly often. Now here we have another smaller wave. Nice speed down the line, good maneuvers, nice tail out move, but you lost the hit on the second maneuver. You've got to be able to do the tail out and get the next hit. Here we have a big bottom turn, and you can see nice snap off the top, pushing it down the face. And let's see a floating move. I want more radical moves here, and that was a nice floater off the lip line. More radical moves. Floater needs to be very vertical here. Cut back and pushing down the line. Now, these lateral moves, as we've discussed, are not as important as big vertical re-entries like that one. That's exactly the kind of spectacular move that I have to see every maneuver. Nice cutback, and now you're setting up the wave on the inside with two big moves on the outside. Very committed tail out move on the inside, solid score. Hit it off the lip. Hit it off the lip. Big tail out move on the outside and nice tail slide maneuver on the inside. Radical surfing like that is the level that you have to be at.
Yeah. Straight
off the lip, more to turn down off the top would have been better. But it set up a nice big slash there and a cutback, and you know we need to see a big ending maneuver to finish off a wave like that. It was a tap off the top. I want more power. That was a nice committed re-entry. And look at that wave. Beautiful. Two tail out moves. That was the kind of performance we need to see on every wave. Weaving down the line. That was gravity brought you down on that re-entry. You didn't carve it down. And that's what happens when you don't carve the board down off the lip. Now this is the kind of off the top maneuver I want to see, but you can't afford to blow it and let a good wave go.
Our second session was at Salt Creek A little bit stormy, waves a little bit bigger, very, very flat on the face and hard to ride, but we saw some good surfing.
Now the waves at Creek are not as forgiving as Trestles. They're mushy, they're down the line, there's funky sections, so getting speed and generating big radical maneuvers and connecting sections is really important. Nice move off the top there, nice floater. I'm looking for a giant maneuver off that. So an okay wave, but not really the kind of flow, speed and commitment I'm looking for. Now here's a wave, nice speed, nice snap off the top, and I'm looking for a big re-entry here. Boom, commitment over the white water, and then a big follow-up, nice slash with power. Flat waves like this are difficult to turn and do big maneuvers on. First hit, boggled in the white water. Foam climb is difficult to do, but when you get a section with a bit of a lip, you really have to hammer it. And that wave was not the best. Pumping up the maneuvers. Now we're trying to link sections down the line and do as many big spectacular maneuvers, and that means a finishing maneuver in the shore break. You have to be able to pull those. Bigger outside wave, making it vertical. Now this is a difficult wave to ride, but now when you have a big section like this, a nice big floater off the top there. Now during this session we're trying to see bigger maneuvers, more power, more slash, more spray, more speed through the maneuvers. So pushing hard off the flat spots, whenever there's curve on the wave, doing a powerful move and linking up the rhythm of the wave is critical on a wave like this. Often beach breaks like this, sometimes high tide Huntington. So figuring out how to be able to carve off a flat spot and maximize performance when a looming section turns into a value section, that's critical. Keeping speed flowing, being able to come back on itself, doing maneuvers and finish cleanly in the inside section is an absolutely essential aspect of finishing off a complete wave. Now here's a nice little wave, good little dredge there, but the wave does go flat, but look out, links down the line in sections. So keeping speed flowing down the line combined with vertical hits like that are critical. So whenever you get a section coming up, you've got to maximize it. And I would have liked to see more vertical off the top there and see on the inside, still not enough flow and vertical. Here's a suck up section. Should have been in earlier, so you're able to hit the section rather than taking off where it's breaking. On a wave like this, you've got to finish big with a major re-entry. Here's a good chance to see a backhand wave. A little bit more vertical, the wave's coming back on itself. Need to be totally vertical on that hit. That was a missed opportunity. So what kind of maneuver on the inside? No major maneuver, mistimed. Here's another backside wave, and even though the waves are mushy, you have to get a major big vertical hit. That was much better. Now back on the forehand down the line, cutbacks. You know, there's not much happening on these waves, which means that a big re-entry is critical.
The next day was session number 3, still at Salt Creek. It was even more stormy. The waves were still flat, but there was long, long waves, and I really pushed Tanner to increase his performance, and he did really well.
Okay, now we've seen Salt Creek, flat and mushy, difficult wave to ride, hard to get vertical. So now we have to push the performance level, get the board moving faster, get the board up vertical. That was a nice re-entry off the whitewater there, and we really need to see this backside go get the nose of the board out of over the top of the wave, not flat turns like that. We need to see way up there like that, way more speed and flow. And what's going to happen on the inside? Is this going to be a big vertical re-entry? Yes. And another setup maneuver there? That was much better wave. Outside here, that's a chance to go right off the lip here. Boom, big hard hit off the top. That's what we're talking about. Now another section lines up down the line. Nice tail slide here. Loses the plot a little bit, but comes back and tries for another tricky move. You've got to be doing the big moves to succeed in the QS. A big outside move here. Giant big cutback off the top. I need to see the board out over the lip. Nice lip line floater projecting speed down the line. And this is actually one of the big aspects of Tanner surfing that I like, is he uses power to direct the board down the line. Generates a lot of speed on some fairly flat and mushy waves. And that wave was put together pretty cleanly. There's some nice turns on that. Backside, totally vertical off the lip, straight off the takeoff. Now we're talking. This is a kind of more aggro, attacking style of surfing with more vertical moves that we need to see Tanner pull off. Now what's going to happen in the inside section? It needs to have a nice clean finishing re-entry, just to put the exclamation mark, nice cleanly finished right-hander. Smaller wave, paddling very, very hard, and is it going to provide the kind of opportunity that we need to see? And it's an okay performance backwards and forwards, but it didn't provide the opportunity for the big re-entry that you need to have on the outside. Now here's a section. Nice hit off the top. Go up fast. Get it up off the top faster than that. Nice tail slide. No hesitation between maneuvers. You've got to go from one maneuver to another and do the big vertical outside. Now that's straight off the takeoff, off the lip, into a second vertical maneuver. Now we're talking about more aggro, more attacking maneuvers, more vertical, more speed, more jazz in each of the maneuvers. Look at that, big powerful re-entry. Now you're talking about big solid surfing. More spray off the top there. And this is the kind of surfing we're talking about, keeping the board moving. No break in between maneuvers. Keep the board pumping, get it vertical, generate speed down the line. Make pumping down the line here worth something. Nice lip line floater there, and coming around, finishing the board over the lip there cleanly, and it turns into a solid wave. Vertical, boom. Difficult on a flat wave like that, but it has to be done because other surfers are going to do it. Now that was a committed re-entry off with white water coming at him. Straight up onto the foam climb. Now coming and finishing on the inside section, we need a finishing off re-entry on the inside to make a complete wave. And there it is, that's solid surfing. Now we need to see Tanner push harder, more vertical, use that power to generate speed. Use it, look at the spray that got thrown on that lip there. Spray off a cutback, keeping the board moving, constantly pushing up and down, power and speed through the maneuvers and consistently pulling vertical, snapping it off straight off the takeoff, pumping down the line. Big aggressive tail slide attempt. I don't mind to see him fall if you're doing big moves. Straight off, you have to hit the lip. You've got to go up vertical. There's a vertical hit. If you had done that at the beginning, this would be a good solid wave. Nice flow coming onto the inside. Can we see a big move here to finish it? Bam. Nice big clean re-entry on the end. Again, flowing down the line. These lefts are very difficult to get the board vertical. When you get a section like this, you've got to get it up, get it vertical. Not just a carving move, get the nose out over the top. Just like that move. Boom. And you would have come up earlier on that section there. Now this is, this is good surfing, but there's some growth here that can happen. More vertical, more flow, pumping the board, not missing maneuvers. And this is where I think that we can see some real use of the power that Tanner has.
I went to Western Australia to surf with all of these guys and to push them hard to improve their good wave surfing. So we'll see a few shots here from Tanner at Margaret River, where he's surfing on big powerful waves, and the real focus here is weight on power carving turns.
Nice looking overhead waves at Margaret River. Tanner, this is an opportunity to use power. You can see the speed he generates down the line. Nice big solid powerful moves, but there's too many errors like catching the nose. Look at the speed, re-entry off the top there. Beautiful foam climb there, now projecting down the line. And I like this cutback because of that big vertical snap at the end there. Now here's a problem that Tanner has. Generates so much speed and power, but sometimes he just can't hang on to it, and he loses control like that. He needs to learn how to control his power and speed. Big vertical re-entry. I like this sequence of moves, slapping it off the top, coming around for a third re-entry. That's going to be a high-scoring wave on the Margaret River rides. Now here's another really nice, good-sized re-entry wave. Big, powerful snap off the top, brings it around, pulls it very vertical again, and when he's able to link the maneuvers together, maneuver, 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 he does great on these waves. Now on this wave, a really good solid wave, and we see a great big first re-entry here, but he pulls the board a little bit far down and then caution, doesn't go for the next hit. That's a big mistake.
In overview, Tanner is a really great surfer. He's showing great potential and growth in his surfing. I think with improvement of his high performance vertical maneuvers and continuing to focus on finishing waves without falling, I think he's going to become a very, very good surfer. He needs to really focus on the plan, his competitive plan. He needs to focus on catching the correct wave count, never quitting, keeping on fighting, and surfing with tons of energy and agility on his waves. And I really think that his surfing, he should be thinking about raising his competitive expectations, even this year. You know, think about qualifying, thinking about winning some of these QS events. I think Tanner's got the potential to do that if he pushes really hard and grows in his surfing. Well, I've really had fun with Tanner doing this, and I'm looking forward to his success through the year. This is Gudauskas in California. I'll see you later, mate.